Okay, I may have wasted some time because I was a bit hesitant to start this video because I didn't think I would have time to really do it, but now that I've wasted 5 minutes, so I would have had plenty of time to do it, I've decided to start making it, and I just ran up the stairs again. And like I said before, even though I look healthy, I get tired really easily. Boom, tired. Okay, last video did work. So, while that iron is waiting, I'll just grab the stick and all the mushrooms. Yeah, that should do. And onwards. I know it's a hardcore world, but I'm not really afraid of dying in Minecraft. Like I said before about Minecraft being easy. And I said in the last video that I'd finish my story. Yeah, the guy who commented, I felt really bad though, because I had thought of him as an idiot, and sure, maybe he was, but like I said, he only had one video, and that video was recorded by a really crappy camera. Him sitting in a wheelchair with his big sister, who wasn't that much older than him. They were like 10 and 8, and they were saying a Merry Christmas to their father, who was in a war of some sort, probably Afghanistan. And I felt really bad, and it's things like that that, you know, it can get really irritating. People can have such horrible things happen to them, but yet they still turn out irritating and not nice, and my brain just hurts so much when thinking about that. I can calculate really complex things. I guess I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to intellect, I guess. But things like this just hurt my head, even to think about. So it's incredible, the human mind. Back to this place. It's a huge ravine. That might be why I had more iron last time, but it might also be that I left over iron somewhere. So I'm gonna check for both possibilities on the way back, hopefully. Can't think of anything to discuss because I'm too excited about the pizza I'm about to eat. First world problems. Remember, if I was an African child, I probably wouldn't have any pizza. And by probably, I mean most definitely. Almost definitely. And I'd probably be dead already. And some people might think that by my tone of voice I'm just joking, but no. I take Africa fairly seriously, and I find it hilarious. Not hilarious, but stupidly hilarious. It's hard to explain. Most people don't know, but if you do know, good for you. That 20% of Earth's population, so that's like 1.5 billion people, have food enough to feed the whole Earth. Where there's more than enough food on Earth to feed everyone. But because of the way business works, and because of greedy people and all that, most people don't have enough food, and enough food is thrown away every day to feed the people who are starving to death every day. Tens of thousands of people dying simply because people just don't want to give. I guess this is going back on the selfish humans plot. And kinda makes me sick. And not sick physically, but I'm disgusted by the human race. And I like back on blah, speaking is impossible. Back to me being a hypocrite. I too throw away food every now and then. I'll drop food on the floor and I'll throw it away. It seems natural to me. But that food could feed someone. But instead I've thrown it away. And people do that every single day. Just think about that. And most people who I've talked to about starvation on Earth say they don't care. Because they don't know them. And why should we care any more about people we know than people we don't know? There's no reason. And there's more iron there. This video is already a gigabyte big, but I might get a bit carried away in these videos, but that's just because Earth is a horrible place, so it has a lot to talk about. Well, I have a lot to talk about when discussing Earth, or ranting about it, rather, and its inhabitants. There's some iron, but I won't collect it yet because that water is very irritating. Lava. I'll just leave that place unexplored for now. This is a good cave. A good cave indeed. Speaking of getting carried away, one of my recent projects in English was Try About Here, and I wrote about a homeless guy dying, giving his food to someone else. It's because the teacher, well, when I was planning them out, I had all sorts of crazy hero stories, like Alphabet Soup Man, who used alphabet soup to pour down villains' faces and kill them. But he said that sometimes it's a bad idea well, it's usually a bad idea to try to joke in, essays, because people can take it the wrong. Well, it just doesn't always work. So he said it's better to play it safe and just make a serious story. But that was the only kind of serious hero I could think about. And so I got a bit carried away, and I ended up insulting humanity as I am now. And I haven't gotten my grade back yet, but I'm sure it's not good. I probably would have gotten like at least an A or a B, at least a B, probably an A, if I had used one of my other ideas instead of go for a serious side. In fact, I got so carried away that I wrote everything I could in the first few minutes, well, first 15 minutes, and then the last 40 something minutes of the exam I was just sat there waiting for it to end. That sounds suicidal. I'm not suicidal. It's another thing, seeing as I was talking about selfish people. Suicidal people are so selfish, and they might not even realize it, and if there's a suicidal person listening now, they'd probably feel even worse and kill themselves or something. But your life is almost perfect, and yet you, well, in comparison to other lives, and yet you want to throw it all away. And you think it doesn't matter, but it does matter to the people around you. You might not even realize it. But it just makes me kind of irritated that you're just ignoring people who kill themselves, just ignoring natural impulses, because where am I going? This is a really sensitive subject, and people are probably going to judge me badly for this. But they kill themselves because of small problems in life, simply because no one's tried to help them enough. And if someone were to reach out and help the people who are suicidal, the proper person, not someone like me because I'm a horrible person. Even therapists aren't that great. But if someone were to really reach out and talk properly to them, then I'm sure they wouldn't commit suicide, and they wouldn't throw away their lives so easily. But I guess it's just how this world is. This video's almost over. I'll end it as soon as I get. Oh, sorry, hit the mic. I'll end it as soon as I get into the house. Probably sprint or something. 1.84 gigabytes. Discussing stuff is really fun. Also, in the last video, I didn't actually finish one of the subjects I was on. When I said about the ads, I only said for first of all, but then I didn't say and second of all. The second of all was that you could just get an ad block, like me. And this video is getting really big, so I'm probably going to close it before I enter the house. So, bye-bye. Hope you enjoyed.